I was by the seaside recently, and I was thinking about rising sea levels. And this guy next to me was throwing stones into the water. I thought, that's not helping. If anything, you're making matters worse. Do you get this? Do you get the super patronising warning from the waiter about the hot plate? Do you get that when you go out for a meal? Yeah. It arrives, and the waiter goes, "Be careful, the plates are very hot." You think, yeah, I'm a grown-up. I think I can operate a plate. Also, I can't help but notice, Mr. patronising waiter, you just put it down with your hand. But it's too hot for my little fingers. I'll tell you what, Mr. patronising waiter, shall we see if it's hot? Shall we? Ah! It's really hot. I don't want to be a dick, but you should have said. I told my best friend I fucked his wife and got her pregnant. That cured his hiccups. When I was younger, I couldn't talk to women because I was hiding in their wardrobes masturbating. Would have totally given it away. You didn't see that coming, did you? Premature ejaculation. This is a problem for many men. Well, I say it's a problem for men. Mainly, it's a problem for women. What do we care? We're asleep. Oh, I've written a rom-com. I wanted to tell you about this. I've written a romantic comedy. It's about a guy and a girl. Classic. Yeah? Initially, they hate each other. Classic. But they end up in bed together. Classic. It's called The Rapist. Some people eat roadkill. Have you heard about this? They take stuff that's been mowed down on the streets, they scrape it up, they clean it, they cook it, they eat it. Fine, but what you've got to accept is some of these kids have got families. Did you see the story about Gary Glitter? There was a GCSE music question about Gary Glitter. How bad's that? How bad's that? A GCSE music question about a Gary Glitter song. Because if there's one artist you don't want associated with the phrase, "Shh, turn over, you've got an hour," I got a couple of speeding tickets last year. I've got to be super careful now. I've got 6 points on my licence, so I've got this special device. Some of you have probably got it too. It sits on the dashboard, tells you if there's a speed camera in the street, makes a beeping noise. Goes beep, 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 to warn you there's a speed camera. Also makes a noise if there's a child in the road. It goes ba-dum, ba-dum. What? Last week I ran over a kid carrying a cymbal. Ba-dum, shh. What's not to like it? It's a joke about killing a child in a music hall style. Any Welsh people in? Any Welsh? Yeah. Oh, it's quite a few. Well, we seem to have contained the problem. I'm loving the Welsh. I like the Welsh language. And I like the Welsh language because it was clearly invented by a dad losing at Scrabble. That's clearly what's happened there. That's not a word, it starts with 3 L's. It is a bloody word. Well, how's it pronounced? You can now get practically invisible spray-on condoms, which have been designed specifically for gullible women. You can get condoms that are ribbed for her pleasure. So what I do, turn them inside out, please myself. I was in North Wales last year. I was in Llandudno. Has anyone been to Llandudno? Yeah. If it's a no, you don't have to answer. That's how. I'll ask you again. Has anyone been to Llandudno? Yeah. Oh, a few of you have been. It's a lovely town. I was there anyway, doing a show. Got on stage, walked out. I said, "It's lovely to be in Llandudno." This guy, front and centre, where you're sitting there, face like fucking thunder, went, "It's not Llandudno, you bloody fool. It's Llandudno. In Wales, the double L is pronounced with a C." I said, "All right, don't be a lunt about it." I was going to tell you a little bit about behind the scenes. Not behind the scenes here at the Bloomsbury Theatre, because there's fuck all going on back there. But But behind the scenes more generally, you know in television commercials when they use chimpanzees to advertise tea and whatnot, because we'll buy anything if chimpanzees are involved, because chimpanzees are adorable. Well, what they do when they're filming a commercial with chimpanzees is they give the chimpanzees peanut butter. And the peanut butter sticks to the roof of the mouth of the chimpanzee. Makes the chimpanzee go... Because they're not used to the peanut. They quite like it, but they're not used to it, so it makes them go... Makes it look as if the chimpanzee is talking. Well, that's also how they make Hollyoaks. You go into McDonald's? You might go in there later on. You might need a poo. Have you noticed how underneath McDonald's it still says restaurant? Who's that for? Who doesn't know what McDonald's do? And also, restaurant. Is it a restaurant? Really? You guys are a couple, right? How long have you been together? A year and a bit. OK, so long-term relationship, a year and a bit, you've been together. How annoyed would you be, madam, on a scale between 1 and fucking very, if next Valentine's he said to you, yeah, I booked a restaurant, yeah. Yeah, I spoke to the maitre d'. Yeah. Ronald, I think his name was. He was either the maitre d' or a 5-star general, because he had the whole bit, aren't he? I've organised a table for 2 and he recommends the filet-o-fish. You'd fucking kill him, wouldn't you? And who doesn't know what McDonald's do at this stage? You'd have to have been living underground for 25 fucking years. Tiny little things irritate me in life. I don't know if you get this, but really quite trivial things annoy me. You know when you go into a fish and chip shop, let's say on a Friday, right? And the guy in an all too chirpy voice, it's the chirpiness that gets me, goes, as you walk in, he goes, chips will be 5 minutes. What? What do you mean the chips are going to be 5 minutes? Did you not think I was going to order chips? It's a chip shop. The clue's very much in the name. This is the one scenario you really should have been prepared for. It's like when you go into a Greggs or any high street bakery. Go into any high street bakery at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and they will say, in the same voice, wherever you go in the country, they'll go, we've run out of rolls. And then they'll explain it. They'll go, loads of people came in at lunch and had rolls. Now we've run out. Like there was nothing they could do. Make some more, you fucking Hello, I'm Jimmy Carr. Thanks for taking a break from the pornography to watch my YouTube channel. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Now, back to jerking off.